My name's Pete Woods, you're watching Hexham TV. Who are you?
My name is Jo March and I am Senior Archivist at Northumberland Archives.
Jo, what's happening here today at Hexham Community Centre?
We're having a great morning. It's a lot of fun. We're working with young people in Hexham to develop an escape room. At the archives, we've done quite a lot of work looking at the audiences that come to us, and we realised that young people don't come to the archives. So we felt that we needed to do something where we were engaging with them, where we were doing work with them, and that we were kind of getting them to understand what archives are without maybe us going and saying, this is what archives are. So we decided that we'd do an escape room that would involve archival elements, so potentially maps and documents and photographs, some of them around Hexham, about Hexham, and that we would create this escape room and put it in a library van, which then we can take around the county and take it to other groups, and other young people can have a go and play it.
So how's it going with the young people today?
It's really good. It's really good. They've been doing some of the puzzles that Martin has brought along. We've also bought a puzzle which is kind of a pre-made one, and they've been having a go at that, but they're also starting to design their own puzzles, and we think it's really important that they kind of get to grips with that kind of technical aspect of it as well, and that digital is a really important part of this project, and some of those puzzles are going to involve digital elements. So yeah, it's great. We're going to go on and do a week-long intensive with the young people over half term, and we're working with November Club, which is a theatre group based in Alnwick, and they have got their director who's been helping with the young people with kind of ideas about character and narrative and story, and they've employed a set designer who's going to help us with the actual design of the van, and we're really fortunate because she's actually got a background in escape rooms, so she really understands what's needed and how to put them together. So we think we've got an amazing team. We've done most of the sessions actually at Queen's Hall, so they've been a really supportive partner as well, and yeah, it's a really exciting project, and we're just so happy that the Heritage Lottery Fund gave us the funding to be able to do this.
So for people who don't know about the Northumberland Archives, tell me a little bit about what it does and where it is.
Okay, great. Well, we're based in Ashington. We've got an office at Woodhorn. We've actually got another office up at Berwick. So the Berwick office covers the north of the county, and the Woodhorn archive is for the rest of the county, the southern part of the county. And we basically collect and preserve the documentary heritage of the county of Northumberland. So we have archives from all sorts of different organisations and individuals and groups. We have parish records, we have school records, we have the records of some of the big landed families in the county. It's just a bit of everything, and of course we've got some fantastic collections for Hexham, yeah, come along and have a look what we've got.
And it's free to use? It's
free to use. We're based within the Woodhorn Museum site, so if you come by car there is a parking charge that the museum make, but to use the archives is free. You do have to register with us, but again that is free, and it takes a matter of minutes, so it's very straightforward.
Jo, thanks very much for talking to Hexham TV.
Thanks, Pete.
My name is Martin Ashburn, and I own the Escape Key escape rooms in Newcastle, which are all about the North East history.
Tell me a little bit about your background, Martin.
Well, I've had a background in teaching, not so much in schools, quite varied. I taught in Sudan for 2 years, Nigeria for 2 years, Turkey, before I got put in jail for being a spy. But that's another story. And I was also teaching, running Newcastle United's education programme for about 11 years. And with the freedom to experiment and do engaging activities, we developed things like filmmaking, computer game design, all linked to football to engage the children. And then funding stopped, I got made redundant, so I took my workshops on the road to schools and community centres. And one thing I developed was called Spy School, a sort of secret agent academy. We had young people crawling in and out of a laser maze, as you do, and then I started to hide things in the laser maze, so they would find a capsule, unscrew it and get a number, find another number and open a safe and find a memory stick, put it in a laptop, and hey presto, there were a list of enemy agents. I was telling my brother Michael, who lives in China, and he was over for the summer, and he says, well, it's like an escape room. And I literally, 2015, said, well, what's an escape room? He says, oh, there's loads of them in China, we go to them all the time. So we found one the next day in Newcastle and did it. I enjoyed it, but realised that I could improve on it and make it better. And we put our money together, looked for a premises, found an old warehouse in Gallowgate, overlooking the oldest graveyard in Newcastle, full of interesting stories. So we decided to make our escape rooms based on Newcastle and the North East history. That was 8 years ago, and it's been non-stop ever since.
Why did you decide to get involved with this project?
I think escape rooms have a lot of potential to teach children and also engage them. This group of young people came to the Escape Key, did 3 of our games, and we gave them a tour behind the scenes. They were asking questions like, how did that work? So our staff were able to explain, well, when you, I don't want to give any spoilers, but when you do this, it triggers that and the door opens, for example. So there's quite a lot of STEM learning, you know, to do with science, technology. So I was contacted by the Northumberland Archives, would I come over and just input some of my ideas to the young people. So I was more than happy to.
And how's it going so far?
A bright young bunch, so I had a challenge where they had to defuse a bomb in 10 minutes and all 3 groups managed to do it, one with only 30 seconds left. But you know, it was good to help them realise the importance of communicating, talking out loud, telling each other what they've done, what they've achieved, or if they're stuck on something, get someone in to support them. And then just showing them some of the electronic ideas you've got. You can create circuits with an input and a sensor and an output. So I think the next part of this workshop is to refine their ideas and see if they can decide on a selection of puzzles to build in there. I think it's a bus they're putting their escape room in.
Are you sure you're not a spy?
I assured the authorities in Turkey that I wasn't, and they eventually believed me.
Martin, thanks very much for talking to Hexham TV.
You're welcome, thank you.